Pretty privilege. I think one of the worst terms that people have made up is this pretty privilege term because it takes away from everything that a person is. In this society, which is extremely fake, which is 90% of the world operates in their ego, one of the worst things that you can tell people is, oh, she's just pretty privileged, he's just pretty privileged. What do you mean? And why is there so much hate when people are easy in the eyes? And society has beauty standards, and I come from a place where there were extreme standards when it came to beauty and color. So I'm not even gonna get into that because at the end of the day, everybody looks at beauty with a way different lens, with what's their type, what they like, what they don't like. So beauty is subjective. But yes, there is overall beauty where everyone finds this person pretty, this man pretty. Like nobody can ever tell them ugly, and if they do, it's out of hate and jealousy. I get it. If you hate a person who uses their beauty to make other people believe what they say is true and everybody else's fault, if they act like a tyrant, if they think the beauty is going to take them places, if they use, abuse, scam people based on beauty, those are not the type of people I make videos for. I'm talking about people who are actually good people, who are actually very beautiful naturally and thanks to your genes, man. But people hate on you because you're a good-looking man who's wholesome, who's got goals, who wants to achieve something in his life, who wants to become something in his life, who wants to be a man of his own, irrespective of your age. And same applies to women. You women are independent, you women are sexy as but you women are beautiful, homely women who also want to be about their bag and also have a good man at home and do whatever you want with your life and be financially free. But also, you are humble, but you're beautiful and no one can ever call you ugly. But you are the most loneliest people and hated people. Why? Because society is so quick to judge based on how you look, and they call you, oh, pretty privileged. She just got that easily. He just got that easily. But nobody really knows how you work behind the scenes, how much you slog. Have you always been this way? Have you always been called pretty? So many people have so many beauty marks and beauty standards, especially from where you come from or where you are right now, has made you feel like you may be not good enough. And sometimes you may be off the society standards, but that's just not what you have. You have more than beauty. So irrespective of where you fall when it comes to society calling you beautiful or you just being naturally beautiful and that's always come very natural to you, well, you're born with it and you may as well flaunt it. Why do you want to dumb yourself down? Be a victim of your beauty because society makes you do that. Society makes you feel just because they don't look like you, because they feel you are pretty to them, they want to look like you and they were not born like that. And because they were not born like that and you are born with an ideal beauty that they would want for themselves, whatever that may be, you are hated because you have what they want. But you can't help it because you were born with it, and that's what they don't see. And that's what the root cause is of beauty. I'm not talking about fake beauty stuff that we do on our face, body, whatever. I'm talking about natural beauty when people are born with it. Man and woman both, yeah? But unfortunately, women and other men who compare themselves to you, they don't see their own beauty in themselves. And what they have, we don't have. And there's something that we don't compare. But unfortunately, good-looking men, good-looking women are always called and have tags from the brought-up-see to the teenage to grown-up years. And unfortunately, a lot of good-looking men and good-looking women have really low self-confidence. And they really don't think they're all that and good looking because society has made them feel like a reject. And how does society make you feel like a reject? You will never be chosen for anything. You'll purposely not be complimented. You'll purposely not be appreciated. And if you do achieve something, it will be made so small because everything is about your beauty. So that's how you got it. And sometimes people ruin your name, your character, because you look good. So because you look good and you look like a certain type, they put you in a box. And not to say many people misuse their beauty. 90% of the world actually misuses the beauty and they use people. And when you come around, where you're not even paying attention to all of that, you're more interested in how you make people feel and how you feel. You're more about realness, rawness in a person, because that's who you are. And your beauty is just a plus and you own that shit. People don't like that because you're confident about it and you don't feel bad about it. I just feel in this society there has to be a mental shift because people are all mental. What's on your mind? How do you feel? What type of person are you? Stop judging people with how they look. And why do you give somebody more importance just because they look good, they're of the same color, the same religion, the same society standard of beauty that they are? And if that is so, make that shit known. But don't make somebody else who's not of that group feel bad about themselves. If you can't be good people, if you can't see beyond beauty, that's fine. There's one too many of you. But if you want to be that way, then stick with your crowd and don't make others feel less than because they're not like you. Because your beauty may not be their standards of beauty. Do you get me? Because people are subjective. And stop judging people by the way they look, and based on that, you will decide how intelligent they are, how successful they will be, what can they do, what can't they do. Are you God? You didn't create people and you didn't birth us. So two parents don't look the same. Just that way, two people can't look the same. So if somebody is born with certain features, they're born with it. And if we are born with certain features, that is something that we've been gifted with, just like you are. Why don't you see the beauty in yourself? Why don't you see what you have that we don't have? Why do you suddenly like something as soon as you see something in us? But as long as it existed, you never cared for it. But as soon as you see that man, that woman you wanted to, make it make sense. That is your insecurity. That is you not thinking that you're beautiful. That is the society who's made you that way, and you're still stuck. When some of us got out of it and speak openly about pretty privilege like I am. So to be in a place where you constantly feel like a reject for something that you're born with is very difficult to be. And many a times I'm sure people would be saying, oh my gosh, she's playing victim. He's playing victim just because they're beautiful. Must be hard. Yes, it is. Because when people constantly see you just as an object and objectify you irrespective of what your beauty standard is, anybody who's been in that place of constantly being judged, rejected, not accepted, and actually made to feel like you don't fit. You actually are the most loneliest people, because the prettiest people, unfortunately, are the people who receive the least compliments, who are not people pleasers, mind you. Because they feel you're too cocky, you probably get it enough. So they don't want to gas you up. Or it can just be a jealous friend forever, a jealous family member forever, jealous colleague, lover forever. They will never appreciate you. So that makes you feel further low. And you're good people, those who I'm talking to. In a world where the prettiest people hang out with the prettiest people, the bougiest people hang with the bougie ones, the smart ones with the smart ones, and whatnot, the yellow with the yellow, the purple with the purple, the green with the green. I don't care. All I'm trying to say is people want to put you in a box, and when you try to break out of the box, they think either that you're supposed to be kiki kaka, friendly, and a pushover, and a people pleaser with everybody, because then they will appreciate your beauty. Then they will appreciate everything that you have. You'll get compliments every day as long as you're fake and as long as you're nice to everybody. But as soon as you're pretty, as soon as you're handsome and you're gorgeous and you have standards and you walk alone, or you don't walk alone, whatever, but you own your beauty, and you no longer ask for people's validation. How's my hair looking? How's my outfit? Whatever, man or woman, people think you're cocky. And God forbid, if these are strangers who don't even know you from Adam, they want to judge you because you look good, and they either like you based on that or they dislike you based on that. And you're supposed to make yourself available for these type of people's energies around you, who you don't even know, you'll probably never see. But unfortunately, you become the victim, because nobody ever talks to you and asks you about how did you get some things in your life? What happened with you? Nobody knows if you were an ugly duckling growing up and were always bullied growing up till you became this way and you had to walk your way up. Nobody knows what happened with you. And even if you were always beautiful, like they say, always handsome as you grew up, is that all you have to yourself? Because if that is it, then this video is not going to resonate with you. But if that's not what it is, and you have to always prove yourself like, hey, I'm beyond that. I'm not just beauty. And people don't believe you. Because if you're beautiful, the society expects you to be a people pleaser. They expect you to be fake. And when you're not a people pleaser, and you don't want to be fake, and you're just yourself, and you don't really care for their validation, they hate you. And then the compliments stop, everything stops. And then the narratives begin. And the worst things that people can say when a woman is beautiful, when a man is beautiful, and if they fit a certain type or group of people, they start calling you names. So easily people call a man or woman W-H-O-R-E just on the way she dresses or he dresses. How do you know that? Who are you calling W-H-O-R-E? Would that person give you a second look even? Why do you have that person's name in your mouth? What is your class for you to say something like that? No, but you still will. Please make it make sense, society. Because if a woman is good looking, why do you hate on her? Why do you hate on this man? Why do you make things difficult for both of these people? Just because in your lens they're good looking people? Well, they may not be good looking for the rest of the world, but for you they are, so you're gonna make things difficult for them? And that's why you hate them? That doesn't make sense. And on the flip side, you're just gonna make them feel like the king and queen when they don't even deserve a peasant's treatment just because they look good? Where are your morals? Where are your values? Where are your standards? And why do you hate your own self and your own beauty so much? Because who you are on the inside is what reflects on the outside. So you of course don't find yourself pretty. You of course don't find yourself to be handsome. However you must be on the outside, I don't care. On the inside you're broken. And that's why you judge people so quickly based on just beauty. Get to know a person. And if you know the person, remember who they are. How the society makes you feel weird and like a reject. As a woman, how many times have you walked around other women who just look at you and give you the side eye and then press their mouth, kiss their teeth for no reason? For what? You're not one of those people who's actually cocky about your beauty. But you're beautiful and you own it and you don't have to pay them attention or any mind. But how many times have you made to feel like an outcast for no rhyme or reason? And same as a man. How many times a man has jumped you, tried to hurt you just because you look good, just because women want you? And unfortunately, these dumb men and these dumb women who actually judge people based on their looks, they really think that good-looking men and women put their value on other people's validation and especially how much people that they can attract to themselves. Yes, most of them are like that, unfortunately, and they're fake. But there's 10% who don't even care about all that. All we care about is having a relationship with God, with self, and taking care of ourselves and of our own, however that may be. So many a times, good-looking men and good-looking women have it harder than most other people in certain aspects of life because either people think you're that way too cocky and you get it all easily, so let me teach them a lesson and not make it easy for them. There are heartless, evil people like that. Or either people get it extremely easy who are good-looking because they know how to use and abuse people, and people will be around them 24/7 working for them and doing everything that they want. So it's all about how you use your beauty and who you use your beauty on. And if you are somebody who does not really give a shit about pretty privilege, you have your own testimony and you do things right, you live the life the right way, and you're good people. So not everybody is shallow and not everybody is using and abusing people just because they look good. Many of us don't even consider that as something to be used on people, but we are grateful for how we look. And that's what we put ourselves, our effort in when it comes to physical health, beauty techniques and standards. And that is something that we do for ourselves as a man or a woman. You can't hate on that. And if you don't like what you do with yourself and your regime, build one. So know the difference between people who are users, abusers, and good people who are just good looking. On the flip side, if somebody is not of your beauty standards, is not of what you consider is pretty or beautiful or handsome, then let that slide. We get that. You don't need to make your feelings known. And if you're someone who only thinks that your beauty is of the standard and you will abuse people and people are meant to be used and abused just because you are of the beauty standard, you're the ugliest person alive for me. Because personally, I don't call people ugly. But if you're ugly inside, I don't care what color, what race you are and what standard of beauty you have, you're ugly because your spirit is ugly and it shows. So be good people. Stop calling people pretty privileged. There's more to a person than that. And if you're using that as a privilege to use and abuse people, look at yourself in the mirror. You're not as pretty.